Hi, AGEDS 3110 students, Mr. Ramstead here. As promised, I wanted to give a quick tutorial on how to go about our final resource portfolio and provide some additional tips and instructions on navigating Google Drive because I know that can be a little bit complicated at times. So kind of bear with me. This is a very informal, quick tutorial. If you have further questions, though, I'm happy to answer them in class. We'll be kind of spending some time in class talking about this assignment this week on our final week here of the semester, and I'll be available to answer emails and questions as well throughout finals week before the assignments due. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. And you'll notice this afternoon, I've kind of Martha Stewarted a lot of this. So it's a little bit easier for us to kind of make for a succinct video. If you have specific questions on how to make copies of things or items of that nature, please see me and I'm happy to help you. So right here, we see our handy dandy assignment, the final resource portfolio on Canvas, and it contains 5 links that are going to be very helpful for you for completing this assignment. So we have our assignment information, our portfolio template, our grading rubric, our lesson plan folders where we will upload and name our plans, and then the course resource portfolio or course resource folder. So we'll go ahead and have all these different tabs open. I'm going to assume that as of now, we have gone ahead and read the final resource portfolio instructions. If you have not done that, I would encourage you to do this first so you have an understanding of what this assignment entails. But essentially, I've broken it down into 5 steps for us, and I'll walk us through each of these steps this afternoon. So the very first thing that we need to do is upload copies of our micro teaching plans to the shared folder. If we did a partner lesson, for example, the one from Dr. Rice's class or the one from my class, the discussion and lecture, only one partner needs to upload. So please coordinate with them to make sure that that is up to snuff and in the folder. And it's going to be very important that we follow this template here for naming our assignments or our lesson plans. So our last name, the type of micro teaching we did, and the content area. So for instance, Ramstead, lab, animal. We'll upload our plans to the shared folder. Um, so right here, I have this shared folder that is nice and open up for us. So here we can see a lot of us have already gone ahead and uploaded some of our lesson plans. And as of now on Sunday, December 7th at 1:44 p.m., not everybody has done this. So please make sure if you've not uploaded your stuff to do so as soon as you can. I'll also notice that a couple of individuals upload or made copies of all the lesson plans that other people made within this shared folder. Please don't do that because it's going to be kind of confusing for everybody else. So make your copies into your personal Google Drive, which I'll show you how to do here in a little bit. Okay, so the very first step is going to be that you have uploaded your specific lesson plan. So all of them from Dr. Rice's class and all the ones from my class go into this folder. So to do that, you can go to New and then File Upload, and then you should be able to upload them from your computer. Or what I like to do as a Mac user and a Chrome user, up here we have our materials that we've downloaded recently here. So I'm going to go ahead and upload, as an example, this lesson plan. It's taking a second. My internet's not the greatest today. Okay, so we can see here, poultry anchor lesson is right here. Okay, but as we saw in the assignment instructions, we do not want to keep it named like that because that's going to be confusing. So I'm going to use this template that I provided here. So Ramstead Lab Animal, or like you see here, I already uploaded it. I'm just demonstrating how to upload something to Drive in case we needed a refresher. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this actually, but you can see here, I've already made Ramstead, lecture, animal. And a lot of us have done a really great job of following that template. So please make sure you do that because it's going to make everybody's lives a little bit easier in a little bit. So once everybody has gone in and has made their lesson plans available to everybody, you're going to want to copy these things over into your personal Google Drive. Okay. So you're going to okay, back up. You're welcome to have everything in a list here. I prefer to have the list layout as opposed to the grid layout because it looks a little bit cleaner to me. But essentially what you're going to want to do, whether it's the list format or the grid format, is you're going to want to make sure that all of the files have been selected. So to do that, you can either click and drag like you're seeing here, or kind of a faster shortcut, and to make sure you really get all of them, is you can Command A on Mac, or I believe it's Control A on Windows. Don't quote me on that. So Command A and then Command C, and you'll see this notification here that says 187 items copied to clipboard. Now, a rule of thumb, generally, Google is only going to display 50 files at a time. So if you see 50 files copied to the clipboard, chances are you haven't copied all of them, and you really need to make sure you've scrolled all the way down to make sure that all the files have been there. So you're going to, again, Command A, Command C, and then you can go to your personal Google Drive then and have all of these plans in one nice location. So you'll see here on my Google Drive, I have put together this folder here that says AGEDS 3110 Final Resource Portfolio Documents. You're welcome to name it that or whatever you'd like, just so it's easy for you to remember. But I have done that. And I also created a subfolder in here called Lesson Plans. I have copied all of my lesson plans from that shared folder that I just showed you and pasted them into here. That's the first step, getting all of those lesson plans in here and sorting them into the appropriate folders. More to come on that here in a minute. Okay, we've copied all of our lesson plans over. They look great. We also need to make a copy of the final resource portfolio template document, which again can be found here or in the assignment information. Okay. I've made this template for you so it's easy for you to get your points and follow through with the different areas of the assignment. To make a copy of this template, what we're going to do is we're going to go to File, Make a Copy, and I'm just going to call it AGEDS 3110 Final Resource Portfolio, and I'm going to put my name on it. Okay, so you can see I made a copy. I'm now able to edit this because you're not going to be able to edit the class document. Okay, you'll notice that you have to make a cover page. That can come a little bit later. I want to focus on here right now, lesson samples. Okay, so we have all the different content areas that we have. As mentioned on the assignment instructions, we need to make copies of our lesson plans, which we did, and place them in our personal drive, which we did, but we have to organize all of the files by content area. So I'm not going to sit here and do all of them right now for the sake of an example, but I will go ahead and do some. So we go to our lesson plans folder where we've put all of our copies in, and you'll see here that I made a copy or a folder for animal. Okay, to make a folder, it's pretty easy. You go to new folder, and then I'm going to make one now for agribusiness. Okay, now you'll see if you scroll all the way down that your classmates have hopefully put either the actual content area name in full or something to the effect of it. So you'll be able to organize as such. So we'll see here that we have one that is about animal systems. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that here. Now, you're probably thinking, well, gee, Ramstead, that's going to take me all day. Well, to make it a little bit faster, what you could do is Command F and look for animal. And then you could click on each plan that you want to select. And if you're a Mac user, it's Command and then you click, Command, click, Command, click. And you can hold the Command button down the whole time if you'd like. Or I believe on a Windows, it is Control. So you're seeing here, I'm selecting all of my animal system folders. Pretty nice. And I'm going to stop there just for an example. Then you can drag them into your animal folder. So it's all in there. Okay. You will do that for all of the pathways that we've listed. One question I've gotten from folks who are trying to figure out what pathway their lesson plan fits into. If you are doing FFA or SAE, I would personally classify that as agribusiness. If you have a lesson plan focused on like CDEs, for instance, or official dress. But if you feel that it fits somewhere else, you're welcome to put wherever you see fit. But that's been a common question I've been fielding. Anyways, back to this. What we'll do then is we're going to want to make sure that each of these folders that we've created, so you make one for animal, agribusiness, plant systems, natural resources, power, structural, technical, you name it. And we're going to want to make sure that each of these folders are available for us to view, right? Because Mr. Ramson's going to be going through and I'm going to be going in and making sure that your links work. And I want to make sure that you've, organized your animal systems lesson plans into the animal systems folder. So to share a folder, what we're going to do, assuming that all of our stuff is in here now, we're going to go to share. And down here it says restricted. We don't want restricted. You're still going to be able to copy the link, but only my University of Minnesota email is going to be able to open it. As an example, I'm going to go to copy link and I'm going to go to incognito. If I can find it. Incognito window. But this basically just doesn't have me signed in anymore. Command V. Oh, look, I'm not able to access it. And in fact, if I sign in, it's going to tell me, like, I'll just demonstrate it. So you'll see what it looks like. There we go. I can't access it. And I'm telling you, when I'm grading these, if I'm not able to access them, I'm not grading it. Okay. I'm being very blunt with you. I want you to make sure that this is going to work and I'm going to be able to view it without having to request for access. So, this is why I'm making this tutorial video so we're all on the same page. And if you have questions or you want to test something out, incognito is the best way to do it, or just email this assignment to another classmate or a friend, or at least your links, and have them test it out for you. Okay, but you can see my access was denied. That's going to make me do a little bit of a frowny face when I grade it. Now, let's see what it looks like when it's done correctly. Instead of saying restricted, you go to anybody with the link can view. You can give editing or commenting access as well, but anyone with the link can view is the minimum that I should be able to see here. Now you can copy the link and then go to your final resource portfolio, and then we'll go to animal systems because that's the one I just created. Hit this little insert link button, or alternatively, you should be able to right click on it and say insert hyperlink or insert link. Either way, I'll get you there. And then you're going to put that here and hit apply. And now, would you look at that? That folder is going to work. And if I go back to my incognito tab, because Google is pretty amazing, would you look at that? That same link now has been updated. So, for example, if you initially had only you can access the link, but then you caught it and said, oh, it needs to be anybody with the link can view. If you refresh that page, whether the access was denied, it should be able to work after that point. So we need to go in and make sure that anybody with the link can view all of these different pathway folders, which again, I'm not going to sit here and demonstrate each of them because you've seen me how to do one. So then again, you'd go in here as a quick review. I made one for animal systems. Also, you'll be able to see the little human icon that's right there. Let's do one more as an example. Plant. I made my folder. Let's assume that I've moved all of my stuff. Like this one's a plant systems. I can already tell this one's a plant systems. Okay, you get the point. I moved all my plant in here. I'm going to go to the share button. I'm going to go anybody with the link can view. I'm going to copy that link, and then it's easy as just putting it right in the spot that it belongs. Okay. Bingo. So you'll fill this lesson plan samples out with having the corresponding links to each of your folders. Then we get down here on our next step of the assignment, which is to make copies of our course files. So again, I provided this to you on Canvas right here where it says course resource folder. I've also given it to you on the assignment instructions here. So we're going to go ahead and open that. There should be, I believe, 84 files that are available for you on here. Yep, 84. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to our main Google Drive, our personal account, and make a folder that's called something to the effect of AGEDS 3110 course resources. Okay. Now all we're going to do on here is we're going to copy all 84, or 83 or whatever it is. I've selected all 83 items with Command A or Control A, or just highlighting them like you saw me do previously, and Command C, or using the copy feature if you right click. And then I'm going to go into my AGEDS 3110 course resources and Command V, or paste them in here. Again, if the copy pasting isn't working for you, you're welcome to just download the folder and upload the files individually off of your computer. But you'll notice, bingo, all these are working. Things are up to snuff. It looks great. What we can do next then to put this into the resource portfolio is just go to back here, similar to before, and we're going to share this folder. Anyone with the link can view, copy, and paste it in here. And now to confirm that this worked, again, we can go to an incognito window or email the link to a friend, and they should be able to open it, and boom, we can see that everything works perfectly. All 83 files have been copied over. This is exactly what we want. Okay. Let's go back to our assignment instructions. We've made copies of the lesson plans. We've made copies of the course files and put that into a separate folder. We made a copy of our portfolio template. We've started adding our hyperlinks. The last couple of instructions are pretty straightforward because if you read the rest of the assignment, it'll walk you through step by step. But just as a recap, since we're here, down here in this next section, oh, one quick note. This Ramstead curriculum drive, you don't need to make copies of everything that's in there. There's thousands of files, as you've explored from the semester, I can assure you that that link will continue to work forever and ever because it's on my personal Google Drive and I've given you access to have view with the link like we saw above. So you're welcome to use this. Don't make copies of it because that's going to take you a long time. So down here we have additional resources. So I'm asking us to come up with 10 additional resources that can be used within our future within the classroom that can be curriculum related, content related, methods related, but they should be specific resources. So here we're going to give the name of the resource. So let's say, for example, that we want to use for, I know, just as speaking out of example, for the FFA, the marketing plan CDE, there is a little handbook that we have on our event webpage, and I can go ahead and pull it up if we'd like in class if you'd like to look at it. But it's called the Marketing Plan Primer. And this is essentially a document that can be used to help train marketing plan teams within your classes. So it's not just an FFA exclusive resource, but it is a short little document that explains how you can integrate marketing plan within your curriculum. So you're going to write a description here, and it should be like 1 to 2 sentences, like the assignment says. And then I'm going to put a link here. Again, I should be able to access it. So if it's not something that's public on the internet and it's in your Google Drive, you should be able to make it work. So I'm able to see it. So I'm going to search marketing plan primer because I'm pretty sure, there we go. I have it right in here. So again, old F of emblem, don't mind that. But the rest of it, 71 pages, it has really good resources to integrate in your agribusiness classes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share it. Anybody with the link can view, copy link, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in here. Now, what I don't want to see is you linking me to the CASE website and saying CASE is a great resource. I agree, CASE can be a great resource, but I want something specific that you're going to use from CASE and how you're going to use it. I don't want to see links to FFA.org. I don't want to see links to NAAE.org. We're looking for very specific, tangible lessons, items, materials that we can use within our classes. And some of you have already mentioned to me, like, I really liked XYZ class from undergrad. Can that be one of my additional resources? Yeah, if you made a Google folder with all your materials in there and you want to link it there for a resource for you to remember in the future, by all means, that is encouraged. So again, these can be websites, these can be individual documents, these can be lesson plans that are not already captured within our classmates' resources or the resources I provided you. But then you need to have 10 of them, okay? So that's this part here. And lastly, we're going to have a concluding reflection. So again, here we have the opportunity to reflect in one of two ways. Option number one is a 2 to 3 page double space reflection that answers these 4 questions. And would you, once you start, you'll see that I have little headers for you that you're welcome to use to help you organize your thoughts. If you don't want to use a written response, you're welcome to also record a video. Your video, I believe, should be, I think I said in the rubric, 5 minutes or so. And right here it says, 5 to 10 minute presentation addressing the questions and place a link or QR code to your portfolio. Again, I should be able to view the video if I read your whole portfolio and I get to the end and I'm really excited to watch you reflect on your learning from this semester and it's denied. I'm going to be kind of sad. I'm not going to be able to give you feedback on it. So please make sure that if it's a YouTube link or if it's a Google Drive link, that again, it works and then I'm going to be able to watch it. Okay. When you are ready to submit your portfolio, you can download it as a PDF document, or again, you can submit it as a Google document if you like, or a Word document, however you like. But you should download it and upload it into your final resource portfolio assignment submission. Don't forget that we're also looking to develop a cover page that includes the name of the course and that it's the resource portfolio. All of that information is provided to you again on this cover page here and on the grading rubric. As a nice refresher here, the grading rubric is located conveniently here, so you can review it for how to get your 150 points. It's also located down here as well. So I believe this covers all of the information that we would need for our final resource portfolio. Again, my biggest tips for all of us going into this assignment is to start early. You have over a week, so that gives you plenty of time to get this done. I know many of us have already started, which is great. So start early. Upload your materials as soon as you can so your classmates are able to start moving them into their Google Drive folders. In fact, if you want to wait until all of them have been uploaded before you start uploading your individual files into those folders, go ahead and at least make your folders right now and populate those hyperlinks into your template so that they're ready to go. And additionally, really make sure that those links work. So again, if I were you, I would recommend sharing it with like your mom or somebody else and having them try to open up your links. And if a link doesn't work, that's your sign that I'm not going to be able to open it. So you need to make sure that again, it's anyone with the link can view on all of these materials, so that I'm able to make sure that everything works and then I'm able to give you some feedback. Okay. Well, I believe that is it. So if you have any questions for me, you know how to reach me. I'm happy to help. I want us to see success on this assignment. I really like this final portfolio because it really encapsulates all the great things that you all have been doing in methods and builds on that so you can use it for your future, whether it be in student teaching or in your future classroom. So really excited to see some excellent reflections from you all and for us to really have some great organizational systems in place so we get started on the right foot with student teaching, whether that be this spring or next school year. So thanks again. Take care and looking forward to a last great week of class with you all.